Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a special report on the Great American Bash 1985. I'm Joe Mann alongside Gordon Sully and Tony Schiavone, and boy, do we have a main event for the ages coming up. In just a short time right here in Charlotte, North Carolina, 27,000 strong will pack Memorial Stadium to witness Nature Boy Ric Flair defend the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against the Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff. Fans, this one just isn't about the title. It's about pride, patriotism, and bad blood.
A big one, no doubt about it. They're calling this showdown the Freedom Challenge, and it's a most fitting name. In the red corner, you have Nikita Koloff, perhaps the most powerful and feared athlete in wrestling today, a man who embodies the brute force of the Soviet Union's sports machine. And in the blue corner stands Ric Flair, the flamboyant champion, styling and profiling as the standard bearer of the United States of America. It's the USA versus the USSR in that squared circle, Tony, with the world title and national pride on the line. I dare say this bout has an electric atmosphere surrounding it. The Cold War might well spill into the ring come match time.
Absolutely right, Gordon. The tension for this match has been building for weeks. Nikita Koloff is a wrecking machine, a 6'2", 275-pound powerhouse with freakish strength and a mean streak a mile wide. In just a little over a year since his debut, Nikita has demolished everyone in his path. He and Uncle Ivan have already proven their dominance by defeating the American Dream Dusty Rhodes and his partner to win the NWA World Tag Team Championship earlier in 1985. They even took the fight to the legendary Road Warriors in brutal battles that fans are still talking about. The Koloffs have been unstoppable, and now this Russian Nightmare has the audacity to claim he will bring the 10 pounds of gold back to Moscow.
Now, Nikita Koloff had been absolutely dominant, Tony. No two ways about it. The man's got muscle on top of muscles, and he's virtually never been knocked off his feet by an opponent. His calling card is that vicious Russian sickle clothesline, a move that has flattened wrestlers left and right. Heck, it's the very attack he used to injure our colleague David Crockett not long ago. Nikita doesn't say much in his interviews. He lets his Uncle Ivan do most of the talking, but the message from the Koloff camp has been loud and clear. No American can stand up to Soviet might, not even Ric Flair. These guys truly believe Mother Russia will rule supreme after the bash.
And Joe, that incident with David Crockett adds a deeply personal twist to this whole saga. For those who missed it, Nikita Koloff shocked everyone by clotheslining David Crockett, Jim Crockett Promotions' own broadcaster, during an interview segment. It was an unprovoked, blatantly vicious act meant to send a message. As Ric Flair himself put it, Koloff took down David to get Flair's attention, and now he's got it. You can bet Flair was incensed over that. In response, the promotion has appointed none other than David Crockett as the special referee for this world title match. Talk about raising the stakes. Tony, David Crockett has sworn to call it right down the middle, but you know he won't be intimidated after feeling that Russian sickle firsthand. If Ivan Koloff even thinks about sticking his nose in this match, David will be all over it.
It's unprecedented, Gordon, a special guest referee who has personally felt the wrath of the challenger. Emotions are running high on all sides. And how about Ric Flair? Nature Boy has shown a side of himself we rarely get to see. We all know Flair's usually the kiss-stealing, wheelin'-dealin', limousine-riding, jet-flying son of a gun, the styling and profiling champ who's not above breaking a few rules. But in this feud, Flair has become a defender of American pride. He stood up and said, "I'm not let some Russian bully walk in and take our world title." Now, we've heard Flair cut some of the most passionate promos of his career in recent weeks, virtually turning his trademark braggadocio into a rallying cry for the USA. One wrestling writer even said Flair's interviews here have been the best defense of Reaganism and capitalism he's ever heard. That's how fired up the Nature Boy is, Joe. He's amped, he's focused, and dare I say, the dirtiest player in the game might even play it straight this time because he wants to beat Nikita decisively and wave old glory.
What a spectacle, Tony. Moments ago, the champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair, made one of the most grand entrances we've ever seen, arriving by helicopter right here at the stadium. The fans are still buzzing about it. Flair is draped in the stars and stripes tonight, figuratively speaking, caring for the hopes of the USA on his shoulders.
No question about it. And across the ring stands the massive Russian nightmare, Nikita Koloff. This arena is deafening with chants of USA, USA, as the fans rally behind Flair. Remember, folks, David Crockett, One of the promoters and a proud American himself has been assigned as the special referee to maintain order. Given the Koloff's penchant for outside interference, Crockett's presence should in theory keep this match fair and square.
The stakes couldn't be higher. The prestigious NWA World Heavyweight Championship, the richest prize in our sport, is on the line. Flair's pride and America's pride are on the line too, Gordon. These fans know it, and you can bet Nikita Koloff knows it. The Cold War has come to the wrestling ring tonight.
And there's the bell, and this world title match is officially underway. Ric Flair, the champion, circling cautiously. Nikita Koloff, the challenger, is just an opposing specimen. Look at the power in that man's physique. He's taunting Flair, flexing those muscles. You can feel the tension. It's USA versus USSR right here at the heart of the Carolinas.
They lock up collar and elbow. Flair using his veteran technique, trying to leverage into an arm drag. That was pure power from Nikita. Flair will need to rely on his technique and speed. He won't win a test of strength against this man, no question about it.
They're back up and circling again. Another lockup. No, Nikita just shoves Flair off with brute force. The Russian Nightmare showing his dominance. Flair hits the canvas and looks a bit stunned by that strength.
Well, you're not kidding, Tony. Flair is a world-class athlete, but Koloff is built like a tank. A big side headlock. He's grinding it in, really wrenching. Flair breaks free. The champ is free of the... And Flair goes on the attack with those trademark knife-edge chops.
You can hear those chops echo through the stadium. Flair with 1, 2, 3 hard chops to Nikita's chest, backing the big man up. The champion is firing back.
That's the experience of Flair, going to what brought him to the dance. But Koloff is still on his feet. Flair needs something bigger here.
With a quick kick to the gut.
Look at this. He's cinching those massive arms around Flair's torso. This is a bear hug, and he has it locked in tight. Nikita Koloff wasting no time trying to sap Flair's strength with that bear hug. He's attacking the lower back and ribs, possibly setting Flair up for that feared Russian sickle later on.
Flair's in trouble early here. You can see the pain etched on his face as Nikita squeezes. This hold can crack ribs and drive the air out of your lungs.
Referee David Crockett is right there asking Flair if he wants to submit, but there's no quit in the Nature Boy. Listen to the crowd. They're chanting USA, trying to will Flair on.
Indeed, Flair is enduring excruciating pressure. The challenger has great focus on Flair's back. Koloff's strategy is clear: weaken the champion's core and take away his vertical base. He's also forcing Flair to carry his weight. Textbook strategy by the big Russian. As much as one might dislike his, Ric Flair refuses to concede. He's trying a different escape. Ear clap. Flair just boxed the ears of Koloff. A desperation move, but an effective one. Another ear clap, and Nikita's grip is loosening.
Well, Flair fights back with a series of rights, and now those vicious chops once again. He's lighting up Nikita's chest. The Russian is staggering. The Nature Boy is firing on all cylinders now.
He grabs Nikita's leg. We know what's coming next. Listen to this crowd erupt. Flair is going for the figure 4 leg lock.
Yes, Flair is trying to turn Nikita over. He's got it. Figure 4 is locked in. The champion has his patented submission hold cinched in at the center of the ring.
The fans are on their feet. This could be it. Nikita Koloff is in serious trouble for the first time in this match.
Flair is wrenching back, pouring pressure onto Koloff's legs and knees. Remember, Flair has won countless matches with this very hold. David Crockett is asking Nikita if he gives up.
Nikita is howling in pain, shaking his head. No, but he's a long way from the ropes. Can he hold on, or will we see Koloff submit in front of 27,000 fans?
And oh no, Koloff just raked Flair's eyes. Referee Crockett didn't catch the eye rake from his angle.
Oh, what a cheap movement on Nikita. But it got him out. Flair releases the hold, grabbing at his eyes in pain.
The challenger resorting to an illegal rake of the eyes rather than submitting. You knew Koloff would never play fair if he could help it.
That's the M.O. of the Koloffs. They ask no quarter and give none. It got him out of a dire predicament, but Flair had that figure 4 on for a good while. Nikita's leg has to be feeling that, even if he won't show it.
Flair is on his feet, blinking to clear his vision. Nikita is hobbling up, shaking that left leg, but Flair moves in, but Koloff catches him. Snapmare takeover by Nikita, whipping Flair to the mat by his hair.
Now a cover by Nikita.
Count 1, 2. Flair kicks out at 2.
Flair's still in this, but Koloff is keeping the pressure on. The Russian yanks Flair up and clamps a rear chin lock on him, grinding the forearm into Flair's jaw. A moment of respite, perhaps, for Nikita, as he tries to recover his leg strength, all while making Flair carry his weight again.
You're right, Gordon. Nikita is wisely using this chin lock to catch his breath and wear Flair down further. The tempo is slowed, which likely benefits the challenger at this stage.
Well, this crowd is railing behind Flair once more. You can see American flags waving in the stands. They desperately want their champion to fight out of this.
Flair is feeding off that energy. He's moving, shifting to one knee. He's got an arm up, trying to alleviate the pressure on his windpipe. Nikita is trying to hang on to that hold. Flair now off the ropes. He's going for a sleeper hold. He's got it cinched in from behind, clamping down on the carotid artery. That is expertly applied, Tony. Textbook sleeper hold by Flair.
How the tables have turned. Now Nikita is the one fading. You can see Koloff's face turning red, arms flailing as Flair clamps down tighter.
Nikita is desperately stumbling. He charges backward, ramming Flair into the turnbuckle. What impact to break the sleeper.
Flair just got sandwiched between 285 pounds of Russian and that turnbuckle. The champ is dazed, hanging onto the ropes to keep himself up.
This is a critical moment. Koloff drags Flair up. Big scoop slam by Nikita. And here comes Koloff with a head of steam. Oh, Flair tried to sidestep, but Nikita's brute force sent Flair up and over the turnbuckle. Ric Flair just did his patented Flair flip, and he's been dumped to the outside floor.
Oh, he hit hard out there. Flair's down on the grass at ringside after flipping clear over the post.
This could be very dangerous. Oh, Nikita Koloff just ran Ric Flair headfirst into the steel ring post. Good Lord, you could hear that thud. Flair's skull bounced off the post, and Flair collapses to the ground.
Well, that post has absolutely no give. The champion might be out cold. David Crockett is warning Nikita to get it back in the ring, but the damage might be done.
He grabs Flair by the hair. Oh no, look at this. Flair is busted wide open. The champion has been lacerated above the eye. He's bleeding profusely after that collision with the steel. This is bad, Gordon. Flair's in a bad way here.
Flair is trying to pull himself up using the guardrail in front of the fans. He's soaked in blood and looking glassy-eyed. David Crockett's count is at 7, 8. Flair is willfully staggering toward the apron.
The champion somehow beats the count, rolling back in at the count of 9. What heart by Ric Flair. Flair kicks out. He got the shoulder up in time.
How did he do that? Now, Ric Flair is fighting purely on instinct and pride now, and the fans are cheering him on, trying to will Flair back into this match.
Nikita looks furious at the count. He thought that was 3. He's jawing with David Crockett about a slow count, but Crockett is holding firm. It was only 2.
The challenger can't lose focus here. Arguing with the referee isn't going to win him the championship.
Flair follows up, a flurry of elbows and chops. The Nature Boy digging deep into the well. He's unloading on Nikita with everything he's got left.
The momentum is shifting. Listen to this crowd erupt as Flair hammers away. Elbow, chop, right hand, another chop. Nikita is reeling. He's staggering back into the corner.
Flair is a crimson-covered madman right now, fighting for his very survival and the pride of his country. This is a downright Pier 6 brawl at this point. Katie bar the door, as we say. It's breaking loose here.
Flair with a series of machine gun chops in the corner, one after another. Nikita's chest has to be lit on fire from those. The Russian is slumping. The champion has Koloff rocked.
Nikita is down to one knee, and Flair will not let up. Right hands, body chops, hard chops. Flair is throwing everything at him. Koloff is down. Nikita Koloff collapses to the mat.
What an incredible comeback by Ric Flair. The champion is running on pure adrenaline now. He's standing over the fallen challenger, blood streaming down his face. Flair pumps his fist in the air and lets out a woo as this crowd goes absolutely bananas.
An astounding display of guts and gumption by the champion. Flair is feeding off the energy of this partisan crowd. He's signaling that he's still in charge. What a turnaround, gentlemen. You can barely hear yourself think with this ovation.
Nope, Flair crumbles to the canvas, clutching his lower back. That snake Ivan Koloff struck him from outside. But did he use a foreign object or just his fists? But whatever it was, Flair is down and hurt, and the crowd is livid.
Absolutely deplorable. Ivan Koloff had no business getting involved. You knew he'd try something, and he did. David Crockett is giving Ivan an earful now from the ring, warning him to stay back, but the damage is done.
And Nikita is regaining his senses. The challenger sees Flair down and immediately goes on the attack. He's choking Flair on the mat. Come on, referee, turn around.
Crockett turns and catches it. He's counting at Nikita to break the choke. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, Koloff releases at the last second. He doesn't care one bit about the rules.
The Koloffs only care about one thing, the world title, and they'll break every rule in the book to get it. David Crockett needs to assert himself here, but he's in a tough spot. One might argue he should disqualify Nikita for Ivan's interference, but nobody wants to see this match end on a DQ at such a monumental event.
Right, Gordon. David is trying to let them settle it, but he's got to keep control. Now David is on the apron, leaning through ropes to admonish Ivan Koloff, telling him if he interferes again, he's throwing the match out.
Ivan Koloff is climbing into the ring, and the Koloffs are double-teaming Ric Flair. This is a mugging. Nikita holds Flair's arms while Uncle Ivan delivers a cheap shot.
The referee is down. The referee is down.
And look at this chaos. A fan just jumped the barricade. One of the fans has hit the ring. He's trying to go after Nikita Koloff.
The crowd's anger has boiled over. That fan is furious at what the Koloffs have done. Security is tackling the fan. Police officers are swerving in to restrain him.
This is absolute pandemonium. Emotions are so high that fans are literally trying to fight Nikita. The Charlotte police at ringside have grabbed that fan and are hauling him out, thank goodness. Folks, do not try that at home. It's incredibly dangerous.
The champ is going high risk. Flair is up top. Nikita turns around.
Flying crossbody by Flair. He connects from the top rope, crashing into Nikita Koloff.
The special referee is groggy, but he's trying to make the count.
Crockett slaps the mat. 1, 2. But Koloff bench presses him off with authority. Wow, Nikita powered out at 2, maybe even before 2. What strength, even after all of that.
Flair cannot believe it. He thought he had him. But that slight delay with no referee gave Nikita precious seconds to recover. Flair is exhausted and frustrated. You can see it on his crimson face.
And Flair steps out to the aprons, perhaps looking for another high-impact move. He grabs Nikita's head from the apron.
Oh! Flair drops down off the apron, snapping Nikita's throat across the top rope. That's a guillotine-like maneuver, and Nikita falls back, clutching his throat.
A veteran trick by Flair, using the ring ropes to his advantage. Nikita is gasping for air after that whiplash on his throat.
Koloff is trying again, using all his might to lift Flair. Flair still hanging onto that top rope for dear life.
Nikita's strength is fading. He's been worn down. One more attempt. No! Nikita's legs give out. He collapses backward.
Crockett drops for the count. 1, 2, 3. He got him.
He did it. Flair wins. Ric Flair has just barely pinned Nikita Koloff to retain the world title. What an incredible finish.
Ric Flair survives with a pinfall victory. That was as close and hard-fought as they come. But Flair found a way to win by the skin of his teeth.
What a match. Ric Flair used every ounce of skill and perhaps a little bit of luck and ring awareness to escape with the championship intact. He knew to grab that rope to block the suplex, and it paid off in spades.
Indeed, that was a brilliant counter by Flair, using the rope for leverage and letting the challenger's own fatigue bring him down. Flair hooked the leg just long enough for the 3 count. The Nature Boy's ring savvy prevails here tonight.
Listen to this crowd. They are roaring in approval. Flair, bloodied and battered, is still the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. What a proud moment for the USA on this great American Bash night.
This is heinous. The Koloffs are sore losers of the worst kind. Nikita Koloff now back on his feet, and he's joining his uncle in stomping away at the fallen Flair.
Wait a minute. Oh, come on. It's not over. Look in the ring. Flair is down. He's defenseless after that grueling match. And now the Koloffs are double-teaming the champion, trying to hurt him after the bell.
Oh, Flair took everything Nikita had and then some, and he's walking out with the title. It's an amazing victory, perhaps. He's worse for wear, but a victory for Flair and for the USA nonetheless.
No question about it, Joe. The champion proved his mettle and outsmarted the big Russian when it counted. He showed the perseverance and resourcefulness that make him a great champion.
Folks, Ric Flair has survived one of the toughest battles of his career on this patriotic night. The Cold War in the ring ended with the American hero prevailing. However, the Koloffs have left a dark cloud by attacking after the bell. I suspect this issue is far from over.
What a war we just witnessed. Flair's being helped to his feet now. He's raising that NWA title belt weekly, and this crowd is giving him a thunderous ovation despite the pain he's in. What a testament to the heart of a champion. Holy smokes, fans, what in the world do we just witness? That was not a wrestling match, that was a collision of nations, pride, and pure fury. The Kremlin handpicking Nikita Koloff to be their chosen destroyer, and then the Koloffs humiliating David Crockett on national television. That lit a fire under Ric Flair like we've never seen before. And then tonight, Flair swoops in by helicopter, landing in front of 27,000 screaming fans in Charlotte. Folks, I have to ask, is this even a wrestling league anymore, or is this some kind of Hollywood blockbuster come to life?
Indeed, Joe. I have covered this sport for decades, and I must tell you, rarely have I seen such an extraordinary spectacle. Nikita Koloff is an absolute juggernaut, a monster who would have been equally at home going after Hulk Hogan up north in the WWF. And tonight, Ric Flair proved why he is the greatest professional wrestler alive. They beat each other mercilessly. Flair's platinum blonde hair literally turned crimson with blood. That ring became a battlefield, and the emotional intensity spilled over into the crowd. An actual riot nearly broke out, ladies and gentlemen. A fan even stormed the ring to go after Nikita Koloff, and the police had to be called in to prevent chaos from consuming the arena. It was a scene I shall never forget.
Gordon, Joe, I can hardly believe it myself. The fans here in Charlotte went absolutely insane when Flair made that helicopter entrance. And once the bell rang, what a war it was. Flair and Nikita just beat the living daylights out of each other. The crowd was living and dying with every chop, every Russian sickle attempt, every figure four. And when Flair was bleeding buckets and the fans thought it was over, the building nearly came down around us. I've never seen a match where the line between the ring and real life blurred so much. Cops at ringside, an announcement having to be made, warning fans not to storm the ring, emotions boiling over. This was more than a wrestling match. It was an event, a cultural explosion.